Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 PS1 disc review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Gex Deep Cover Gecko, which if you've never played it before, it's basically the third and final game in the Gex series. It's also a 3D platformer like the second one. Just going to cut into the main hub though. So this is basically the main hub. The reason I've gone here is because you can't actually do anything other than new game and load game on the main menu. But it is your usual 3D platformer, so you've got to go around and collect the collectibles. In this it's remotes, just like the last game. So obviously I suppose the best thing to say will be the most familiar things are Banjo-Kazooie with its jiggies, Mario 64 with its stars, and Sunshine with its shines and that. And you basically go onto a level and you get to choose your mission just like all those other games, and you've got to complete that mission, and when you get that remote then you exit the level. You can get the other stuff, the other hidden remotes and things like that at the same time, so you're not limited to only collecting one, however you are limited to only doing one mission. But basically the whole point of Gex is, the story for this one is that he's now super famous and a spy and everything, and he's famous for reasons that you may not think, because he's not famous for saving you 15% on car insurance. He's famous for just being a kick-ass spy, and his sidekick, who's some like ex-actress from Baywatch, is gets kidnapped and you have to go and basically rescue her, and it's just completely zany, over the top, just as all the Gex games are, to be fair. And it's just going to take you through a load of completely mad levels, doing crazy things like this here where I'm fighting an evil Santa Claus. There's all sorts of themed levels though. There's movie spoofs in space, there's disaster movie type things where you're the fireman, there's I think there's a jungle level as well, to be fair. There's just all sorts of just crazy stuff. There's war levels and everything. So basically you're going to be seeing some completely crazy stuff. But as well as also having some completely zany platforming sections, you've also got vehicle type sections. This, I know, to be fair, isn't a vehicle, but it's the first kind of vehicle type thing you get on the game. It's the snowboard, so you can just ride around on that. And I might as well now, to be fair, skip to that war level I was on about to show you one of the cool things you can do controlling a minigun. So there we go, this is the war level, just controlling the minigun, which is really cool. Point of this part is I just have to knock out the searchlights. There's all sorts to collect on this one as well. Like there was stuff to collect in the last games, but there's more on this one. There's bonus coins and all sorts of stuff like that. So there's definitely plenty to do and plenty of missions and levels and that. So you're definitely going to be occupied for a while. There's also, to be fair, a load of cheats for this one, which once you get access to the vault you can do daft things, like for example you can play as Alfred the Turtle over there, who's your butler, and yes, it is supposed to be a butler called Alfred. Just all sorts of daft stuff like that with the cheats, level selects and other things for starting the game over and that, but other than that it's just your basic cheats really. Unfortunately, while there's loads of things to collect in the game, there's not really much to mention. I mean, there's the basics like your moves and that. You're going to be able to do spring bounces and fly kicks and tail whips, and you can lick things and eat bugs and that, which bugs can be health or lives. But there's not really much else exciting to really do with that. Even though you get a load of disguises and stuff, you don't really do anything unique with the disguises, which is a shame. Like for example, you don't get an axe or anything with a fireman. There's also a lot of humour in the game, just like in the other games, because this one, it's quite funny to be fair when you think about it. At least it is for my twisted and weird sense of humour, because the voice actor of the last game is now currently promoting a certain product where he's a cat, and the voice actor in this game is most famous for being the cat, because it's Danny John Jules from Red Dwarf. So it's one of those things that if you're a Red Dwarf fan, you're most likely going to find a lot of humour here, because I've always loved the cat and loved the show, so I'm definitely a fan of the humour in the game. Musically, the game sounds okay. It's probably the worst sounding of the three, and graphically, it's, to be fair, the best looking of the three. But I'll just shut up for a bit and let you listen to some music.
treasure chest contain treasure.
So there we go, there was a bit of the voice acting, music, and possibly the worst hint in the history of hints. Treasure chests contain treasure. I'd have never guessed. Boss-wise, unfortunately, this game's actually probably the worst out of the three for bosses, because it's just barely any on the game at all. So it's the type of thing I don't particularly want to show anything off and spoil anything, because at least with the others, there were plenty others to go to. But this one, I mean, like, the end boss is pretty much the closest thing you can really class to a proper boss fight as well, which is a bit of a shame. But there's not really much new to the game or new to see or anything like that. If you enjoyed the other two, I think you'll like this one. Obviously this is the only one of the three that's currently on the PSN. I've got the disc version, but it is on the PSN on North America, and hopefully it'll come to Europe soon enough. So it's one of those that I'm just saying this simply because if that's the only way you can get your old games, then you don't have to worry, because you're not exactly going to spoil anything for yourself buying this one before the others. And for the price that they're asking, it's not actually half bad, and it should keep you going for a little while. Although I definitely recommend getting the PlayStation version over the N64 version if you're contemplating that one, because the N64 version, I had it as well, it's terrible, glitchy, buggy, the camera's even worse because the camera can be bad in this one, but it's just one of those things where unfortunately the N64 never seemed to get a good port of a Gex game. So there we go then, that's been the review. I hope you've enjoyed it, or at least found it helpful. You might have noticed I didn't score the game. Well, that's because it's a matter of personal opinion, and yours may very well differ from my own. I'm just here to show you a bit about the game. If you like it or not, well, that's up to you. If you don't like it, or you do like it, feel free to comment. Also, if I haven't answered any of your questions that you may have had, I might have forgot something, or it might just be something obscure. Again, feel free to comment, ask, always willing to help out. Otherwise, if you don't like commenting on YouTube, head over to www.vc-forums.com, where you can chat with me and a bunch of other lads who love the VC, the WiiWare, and hell, even a lot of other systems. We cater to pretty much everything. You can just go there, have a chat about a game, ask about some games, etc. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.